This sucker just recently increased the price of PS. That's what I find the funniest. This sucker raised the price of PS Plus by like what, 30-something%, knowing that next year he was gonna be up and out of Dodge. This sucker raised the price of PS Plus out of spite. I gave her, you see? Way too. Wowzers, man. Wow. Good old Lying Jim Ryan? Lying Jim? He's leaving? Sucker stepping down?
It's about damn time. It's about damn time.
I've seen Sony ponies around the globe rejoicing about this news. Suckers couldn't be happier. I've seen them suckers saying good riddance in Tobey Maguire's voice.
Good riddance.
A lot of Sony fans is hyped right now. A lot of Sony fans is hyped and happy that this junk is going on. A lot of people didn't like Jim Ryan, which at times I did think was unfair, but we'll get into that later. But I just got this news. PlayStation boss Jim Ryan to retire next spring. Wow, Jim Ryan, who's been president and CEO of Sony Interactive Entertainment since 2019, is retiring in March of 2024, Sony announced today. The news first broke via a post on Twitter from Bloomberg's Jason Schreier before Sony confirmed it with their own announcement shortly after. Hiroki Totoki. Okay, hey, it's freaking name rhymes. Hiroki Totoki will assume the interim. Oh, okay, so he's just like, you know, the backup. Will assume the interim CEO role starting on April 1st, 2024. The Sony Group Corporation president, COO, and CFO will become chairman of Sony Interactive Entertainment starting next month to support Mr. Ryan in his transition, Sony said. In a statement today, Ryan cited the difficulty of living in Europe while working in North America as a reason for the decision. Wow, man. And he's been working at Sony, I think, for almost 30 years or like 28 years, 29 years, something like that. He's almost put in 3 decades at Sony. And Sony stands couldn't stand this man's guts. They couldn't stand his guts. And here's the thing with Jim Ryan, right? I think it's one of those cases with like Phil Spencer. You know, some Xbox fans like him, but a lot of Xbots don't like Phil Spencer. And it's like one of those things with, like, you know, things that they've said over the years. You know, a lot of people felt like Jim Ryan kind of rode the success that PlayStation had last gen, and since he's been there, he hasn't really done anything or added any type of value to the company. This sucker just recently increased the price of PS. That's what I find the funniest. This sucker raised the price of PS Plus by like what, 30-something%, knowing that next year he was gonna be up and out of Dodge. This sucker raised the price of PS Plus out of spite of you suckers, knowing that I'm sure Jim Ryan was getting, you know, all these messages about how much Sony fans can stand this dude's guts. So he was like, okay, I'm gonna raise the price of PS Plus, and then we are leaving the company. I just find that to be hilarious. I find that to be absolutely hilarious. But yeah, man, a lot of people didn't like Jim Ryan, and again, maybe at times it is unfair when you're in that position, because there were times this year where I felt like a lot of the hate that Phil Spencer was getting was unfair, you know, but it's one of those things to where when you are in that position and you have that responsibility and you are kind of the face of the company, when things are going right, then it's all great. When things aren't going too good, and, you know, again, like, as much as we tend to hate on, well, as much as people claim that I'm a pony and like all I care about is PlayStation, which couldn't be further from the truth. I can't help it that PlayStation has the best games, but let's not get it twisted. Sony ain't been killing it this year. They really haven't. Outside of, again, I don't even call the PlayStation 5 the PS5 no more. I call it the Insomniac Station 5. Because if it wasn't for them suckers, PlayStation really hasn't been doing a lot neither, you know? So, it's one of those things to where when things are going good, good. When things are going bad, we blame you, sucker. And, you know, it may be unfair, but that's the, you know, responsibility that comes with that job. So, yeah, man, I didn't even know that he was with PlayStation for that long. He started his career at PlayStation's European branch in 1994. I personally don't feel like he's done, like, a terrible job. Like, I mean, bro, like, despite, you know, things that's been going on with PlayStation, some things that we don't like, I mean, has PS5 not been killing it? Like, this I think they've already sold, like, what, over, according to this, it said in July, Sony said the PlayStation 5 has sold 40 million units since the console's November 2020 launch. So it ain't like, you know, it's not like the PS5 has not been successful under Jim Ryan's stewardship. Like, they still been doing stuff. It's just, you know, our standards of what, you know, ponies want from Sony and from PlayStation, it's at a certain, you know, level. And when we don't get that, and, you know, we're not really getting, you know, I mean, you can't get freaking blockbuster bangers every freaking year, but, you know, it seems like things have been a lot more spread out with Sony as of late, and, you know, a lot of times they keep us in the dark with a lot of stuff. So, you know, with all that stuff and, you know, other things, like I said, you know, Jim Ryan was catching a lot of heat for that. But again, it's not like, you know, Sony has not still been very successful under him. So going back to where they said Hiroki Totoki, that name is so cool, will assume the interim CEO role. I wonder who's gonna be, like, you know, because interim CEO role, you know, is, you know, he's gonna be like the backup until they could get, like, you know, real guy. Personally, bro, and this is just me throwing out something. I don't know about how, like, the process of how all this stuff works, of how you become, like, CEO of a company. I don't know nothing about that stuff. I'm just a black man just recording videos in my room. But I will say this, though. One dude that I always loved when he was at Sony, he literally was like, when I think, you know, last gen, when PS4 was just like, you know, the go-to console, and it just seemed like all things Sony was just like, these suckers was just lightning in a bottle with every single thing they did, and who added so much excitement to that. And I loved. And I don't really like none of these industry well, not saying that I don't like them, but, you know, I don't know these suckers in real life, so who cares? But one guy that I always loved, just what he, you know, gave to PlayStation and how he presented stuff from PlayStation, was Jack Tretton. Ever since this sucker has left, I felt like his presence, in my opinion, has been drastically missed. I loved when this sucker was at E3 with that, you know, smug smile on his face, just pretty much killing the competition with a smile. And, like, since they've gotten rid of him, I don't know what company he, like, I heard he went to some other company that's not coming off the top of my head. right now. But man, I would love to see him return back to Sony. Hell, give this sucker a CEO position. I don't care. I really don't care. But Sean Layden, who was the former CEO of PlayStation, I definitely feel like there were times to where people didn't like certain things that was going on under his stewardship. But it definitely did feel like PlayStation just had more like oomph when Sean Layden was the CEO, you know. But you know, again, you're not always gonna have like, you know, freaking just amazing years back to back to back to back and you just killing it year after year. There's gonna be some slow years. But yeah, man, y'all leave y'all thoughts and comments down in the comment section below. What do y'all think about good old Lion Jim Ryan getting up out of Dodge and retiring from being PlayStation CEO after almost 3 decades, man? Do y'all feel like he got tired of all the slander, or do you think, you know, it's just one of those things to where like he said, it was difficult for him to be in, you know, the Europeans, and then, you know, him going to North America to work, it was too, you know, stressful on him, on his family. He was just like, you know what, I did my time, it's time to retire. Or do you feel like he just got tired of hearing suckers like us all of the time? like what do y'all think went into his decision making? Do y'all feel like this will be better for the future of PlayStation? Who should they have replaced this man? Leave all that and more down in the comment section below. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Until the next video, my brothers and sisters, I catch y'all boys in my next, right?